Question that I wanted to ask is, was being the entertainment business something that you always wanted to do, being a makeup artist?
I'd say that I've been doing makeup for since I was like 17. I
Mm.
really didn't really think about it that much as, being in the entertainment business. When I got to be like about 20 years old, I started thinking about the entertainment business, which is then how I actually got started into the business. I went to work for Disney in the hair and makeup department and ended up, kind of going from there.
Oh, okay. So for Disney at Walt Disney World, I'm assuming that was when for all the shows and live acts that were being put on the theme park there.
Exactly. Yeah, this is back in like 1989,
Mm-hmm.
1989, 1990.
Mm-hmm. So when you heard about Nickelodeon being opened up, did you automatically went there as well? How did you get picked there?
Yeah, I actually ended up leaving Disney to go and work for Nickelodeon. I had an opportunity to do, I think it was Double Dare or one of the shows with Marc Summers
Mm-hmm.
um, at, at, um, at Universal. Well, actually, prior to that, I left Disney to go work on a show called Superboy, which was at Universal Studios. And then when I got to Universal Studios, I heard that Nickelodeon and all those people were going to be moving in. I interviewed for a job to work on a show with Marc Summers after the show that I did with Universal, and ended up doing that show with him. And he actually ended up helping to get me hired on at Nickelodeon.
Oh, that's really awesome. So what was your first impression of the Nickelodeon studios when you first got there?
Oh my God, I was so excited. I was so excited. First of all, I was excited, with them giving me the opportunity because I had never actually been a department head at that time or key, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
on any shows. So I was really excited, and at the time I had young kids, and they were very excited about it. It was great.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great attraction to bring the whole family, basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so what was a typical day like being there, first of all? That's what I want to know.
Well, a typical day at the time we had, in the studios when Nickelodeon opened, they had inside the hair and makeup room, they had a window in there where you could actually look to see what was going on as you
Hmm.
were getting actors ready. Um, so it was really, really exciting. We would go in and get everybody prepped in the mornings and ready for the shows. It was really, really, really great.
Yeah, the studio tour. The guests that could like come watch you guys filming and stuff, and the actors get their hair and makeup done, and you could actually wave up to them or say hi to them basically when they pass by.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, and first of all, I wanted to know like how was that experience like with the whole tour because a lot of people they really liked it. They liked the fan interaction. Well, not getting up close, not like that, but just basically having your own stars there.
Well, it was kind of a mixed thing because, sometimes the kids actually that were on the shows absolutely loved it. Some of the adults, on the other hand, weren't so crazy about it, to be honest with you. they really were. They felt like sometimes they were being looked at. You know how women can be when they're getting their makeup done. They don't
Hmm.
want anybody to see them until after they're done.
Yeah.
So we had some of that going on, but for the most part, it was a pretty excellent thing. I enjoyed it
Hmm.
personally.
Yeah, yeah, I did too, because I was fortunate to visit there in 1994, and the tour, that was like one of the highlights, I must say. Really, really hot.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, I'm lucky me, right? But yeah, one of the kid actors that you mentioned, like, because I know you work makeup for people like Melissa Joan Hart and the kids from Welcome Freshmen. Like, they must have been a joy to have in the hair and makeup room, like cracking jokes and them telling about their filming stories. Like, did you ever get to talk to them on a
I
daily
never
basis?
really had any conversations that I remember in regards to Walk of Freshman or the other show with Melissa.
Clarissa.
Uh, yeah, I don't recall ever having a conversation too much with them in regards to that. I think that the kids actually, like I said, the kids really thought of it as being really fun.
Hmm.
You know,
Right. Okay, so was there a particular show that you loved visiting the set of?
the show that I liked a lot actually was actually I enjoyed Double Dare quite a
Hmm.
bit. I also liked I enjoyed the live shows that we had a lot more with the audience interaction. I thought those were always very inspiring and just fun. It was always fun for people to really see exactly what goes on, and they could feel like they were personally a part of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the live shows. They were like Hi Honey, I'm Home. That was one of them, and also
Yeah,
yeah,
I love that show. I worked on that show. Yeah.
yeah. I saw your list of credits. That was a really professional actors. They were really like great, and that show was hilarious too.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Everything they did back then was, to me, was pretty groundbreaking. It was really, really, really awesome.
Yeah, it's very awesome. What I really want to mention to you was there's a like a rap tape of the Roundhouse set, the Roundhouse crew in Florida.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, I saw you, and John Crane. He was like kind of mocking you. He was trying to make you laugh. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that. Oh my god! Are you serious?
Yes, it's up there on the internet right now.
It's on the internet?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I have to look that up. Oh my god, I loved that show. That show was so much fun.
Yes, it
That was
was.
that was one of my other favorite shows there because it had the music and the dance and everybody was happy. It was so incredible.
Yes, it was. It was the oh my gosh, that was like one of my favorite shows. I mean, there was so much talent on that show and so much variety and them just, acting out their talents, doing live skits. It really felt like a party just watching it, really.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite shows. I forgot about that show. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah, yep, yep. And that's really I wanted to ask. I was hoping that you remembered that because I'm sure they
Oh
were
my
all.
god, that was like one of my favorite shows. Brown House. That was such good times during that time. It really was. That was a really, really, really good time.
Yeah, it seemed like it when for Nickelodeon at the time. I mean, being the number one network for kids and all that stuff, all the live action and film production that was going on in Orlando. How was it at the time to have it?
Oh, it was. I mean, listen, it created so many opportunities for so many of us. I felt really blessed to be a part of that time. Like I said, it created opportunities that otherwise I would not have had because I lived there. I had a family and stuff there, so I couldn't travel out to California and work. So with them putting it there, it really was a true blessing.
Yes, it was. I mean, it did a lot of for basically. I mean, there's so many careers that are still happening today, and you're in Atlanta right now, and you're working. You did Tyler Perry work at his studios. I mean, you're just really. And I have to say, I love Tyler Perry, by the way.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yes, and all the sound stages that were there at the Nick Studios, it was really a huge studio, I must say. Like two sound stages connecting to one, and of course the back lot area.
That's what I'm saying. For Florida, that was for the Orlando area. It was groundbreaking.
Hmm. Yes, it was definitely it. Now I have to ask this, but were you ever slimed at one point? Did you ever get any of that, or see anybody get slimed?
Oh God, I saw plenty of people get slimed. I always tried to avoid it, but I experienced a lot of people getting slimed. It was so fun. The kids actually loved that. They loved getting slimed, and
Yeah.
some of the adults too.
Yes. Oh, yes. The adults. You can't forget the adults. I mean, that was like the highlight. Every kid wanted to get slimed, basically. And the game lab. That's where they kind of had that the green slime, and they could like that audience participation part. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, that was it. And did you have a favorite ride at Universal Studios? Did you ever get to go on any of them?
Oh no, I was not a ride. I didn't ride the rides too much. That was not my
Oh,
thing.
Oh, so not like not none of the Incredible Hulk or none of that. You didn't do that.
No, I really wasn't into that.
Okay, so not even once, not one single ride, or you may have.
I don't think I may have ridden the Incredible Hulk,
Mhm.
but I just really have never been a. That's just never been my thing. So
Mhm.
I don't like leaving off the ground.
Oh, okay. So,
But okay.
you know what I really want to say about Mark Summers when he was hosting Double Dare and What Would You Do, and he used to get pied and slime all the time. Did you have to like do his makeup while he was still covered and all that stuff?
Oh yeah, I did Mark's makeup for years. I mean, I worked with Mark probably like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. But yeah, I absolutely. I was his makeup artist, so yes, I helped him a lot.
Wow, wow, wow! That's awesome. He's a great guy, I must say, Mark.
Oh, I love Mark. Oh, he's one of my. He was really instrumental in helping me really get my career going by talking to them and getting me hired at Nick Studios. Mark had a lot to do with that, and I've never forgotten him. Because of that, and we've always stayed in contact over the years. He's a
Yeah.
great, 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 great guy.
Yes, he is. He really loves to see everybody succeed, and that's what I really like about him. He really wants everyone to do well.
Yeah, that's Mark.
Yes, and of course all the people, because I always hear stories about how everyone there was so great to work with, so many positive things about it. Like how great was all the staff who worked at Nick for
Oh
you?
my God, some of the most incredible people, that I've worked with over the years. That was a very special time. Nickelodeon was. Oh my God, we had so much fun. I remember, somebody, taking my camera, and me not knowing that they had my camera, and they actually mooned me on my camera, and I went back to, I was looking at pictures or whatever, and then I see this guy that shot a moon, and I knew who it was based on his legs. So we did like practical jokes and stuff like that all the time. It was just a great, 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 great time. It really was.
Wow, that's hilarious mooning. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Yeah, they were like I think everybody there they really were worked hard at putting their children's TV first, and that's one of the great things that made Nickelodeon work. I think for me, and for it to be up close and personal to see the live stars and all that, and see what you guys do, it was really a fabulous time, I must say.
Yeah, it was.
Hmm.
It really was.
Do you have a particular favorite behind the scenes memory though, besides the pictures that you told me about the camera?
I remember there was a time where they had a cow or something on there, and I remember Mark having to get dressed in some kind of outfit where the cow had to lick some kind of stuff off of him, and it was so hilarious when that happened. We laughed so hard. That's one of my. But that was not behind the scenes. That was actually in the scene. So
Oh,
you know, those are some of my fun memories of that.
oh, that must have been What Would You Do? That show that you just talked about the account. It must have been. I couldn't
I
remember.
think it was.
Yeah, and the makeup room, and everything, every other room at the studio, it really looked colorful. I must say, like all the
Mhm.
animation and stuff. Like, oh wow, it was like it must have felt like a playful environment, a friendly environment, you know.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. And how was the makeup room like big or small from your
It
crew?
was like a medium-sized makeup room. Actually, it wasn't really that large, but it
Mhm.
really wasn't that small either. It was an average-sized makeup room. It
Oh,
was a
okay.
medium average size. Yeah.
Okay, so it could like fit a whole lot of people, but not everyone at once, basically.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay, I've got it. And just a couple of more questions, but Nick Studios, I know you mentioned you didn't know it was closed, right?
No idea. I haven't
Yeah.
lived in Orlando for quite some time.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people they like miss it and stuff. Would you like to see it be reopened one day? Do you think it should come back?
Oh, sure, absolutely. I think that would be a great experience for kids to be able to experience that. To see something live and and in action. It can inspire a lot of kids to want to do what they do. Look at what you're doing. It inspired you.
Yes, definitely. I mean, that place was just, there's not really a whole lot of place like that, actually. There's not really somewhere you could get a tour and be on a game show, you know. You could be like be an extra on a TV sitcom, that stuff. So that's why I wanted to create the project.
Yeah, good for you. I think that's really incredible that you're doing this.
Yeah, thank you so much. And so many people like Phil Moore. Do you remember him?
I do remember Phil Moore.
Yeah,
Whatever happened to him?
I was talking to him on Friday, last Friday actually.
Oh, good.
Yeah, yeah, I told him about you, and he said he wanted me to say hello. He haven't seen you in so long.
I haven't seen him forever. Where is he still even in the business or?
Oh yes, he is. He lives out in LA now, and he's still working as a TV producer. And he recently wrapped up G4 Network. He's really a busy man, I must say. He's still working, and he still has that
Oh,
charm to him, you know.
oh, good. That is so awesome. I'm very happy for him. He was a great guy.
Yes, very, very great guy, and hilarious too. Yeah. And final
Well,
question. Yeah, and final question. What do you think made Nick Studio so great and special?
it was just magical. It was just a magical time, and I think the experience of people being able to have a hands-on approach is what made it special.
Yes.
Jerry Labor and all those people were so open and willing, and it was just really a great time.
Yes, absolutely. The people there, like Jerry Label, like you mentioned, they were just instrumental to making Nick, and they really put kids first. That's what I really think about it. And that studio did a lot for kids, and it did a lot for you guys too, for your careers.
Yes, it did. Absolutely. No question.
Mhm.
No question. It really did a lot for my career. It really, really did.
Yes, and where? What else are you working on at the moment, if you don't mind me asking?
I am actually in the process of getting ready to do Drumline 2 right now with Billy Woodruff.
Oh wow, I did hear about that. Is it going to be filming in Atlanta?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, I may have to come and see the actually being made the movie because I live in Atlanta. I don't know if I told you that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, Carol, thank you so much. This was a wonderful interview. I'm so glad that you took the time to do this.
Oh, absolutely. Now, where do you post this? Is this going on somewhere
Yes,
or?
my YouTube channel. I'll edit this and I'll upload this and I'll give it to you for approval. Like I'll email it to you basically.
Okay. Awesome. That
All,
sounds great. I
yeah.
look forward to it.
All
Thank you,
right.
Al. You have a good day.
All right. You too. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.